What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Under 1,000 Podcast. If you didn't know, this is a podcast where I bring on other animal enthusiasts, hobbyists, and breeders, and we talk to them about their animals, their journey with their animals. I'm not cutting it, even though this is pre-recorded. We talk about their journey with animals, and then get to know them a little better. It's a great way for me to network within the community and meet more people, new friends, lifelong friends at this point, because I'm meeting so many cool people and hanging out with so many new people. Love doing this, and you guys have been rocking with me for 3 seasons now. Yes, we're in the 3rd season of this podcast. So thank you so much for hanging out in the chat with us, talking with us, and sharing this passion we all have and helping this grow, this community that we all love in such a positive way. Thank you so much for that. But like I said, this is pre-recorded. So unfortunately, we're not live, but we are live in the chat. So you can definitely talk to us. Me and the guests will be in the chat. So you can definitely talk to us. We'll meet you with them finger messages in the chat. That sounded weird. Keeping that in as well. But guys, before we bring on our guest, we have to say thank you to this month's sponsor. So without further ado, here this month's sponsor. This month's sponsor is Flawless Exotic Creation. Will and Audra are a wife and husband team that left their career in law enforcement to pursue their passion of crested gecko breeding, and now they're pursuing another passion of ball python breeding, and they are hitting the ball python market by storm, picking up amazing morphs such as Clown, Ultrapide, Stranger, Wookie, and Monsoon. You definitely want to check it out because you could go look at their YouTube and see them unbox these beautiful animals. So definitely go subscribe to their channel and check them out. Thanks again, Flawless Exotic Creations, for being the sponsor for this month. Greatly appreciate it. All right, thank you to our sponsor. Definitely go check them out. Links for them in the description down below. Greatly appreciate you sponsoring this episode, sponsoring for this month. I almost misspoke. Sponsoring for this month. Definitely go check them out. Greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and bring on our guest for this week. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming through. And we have our guest here. If you could go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody know a couple of animals you keep and that you have in your possession.
Okay, so first off, I am Elias for Creative Reptiles, and I keep ball pythons, BCI, boa constrictors, and blood pythons, and hopefully to expand more as I grow my educational company.
Okay, nice. So you're on TikTok. Well, are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok.
Okay, because I mean, I'm on TikTok, but I mostly just watch TikTok. I don't actually be posting as much as I should. I'm more of a time suck. How often do you post on TikTok? Do you post on a regular basis?
Semi-regular, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. Whatever I post reels on my IG, the same content, the same videos be on TikTok, but the music and sounds might be different because these social media apps and these record labels always have their feuds and what's allowed and what's not allowed. So
this is very true.
That's the only difference is the sounds.
This is very true. I mean, you're doing better than me. I'm trying to get back to posting on a regular basis. I slowed down for quite a while, but you can definitely go find him on TikTok. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube as well. So definitely links are down in the description down below. Go make sure you subscribe, follow, all of them. Yes. How often do you put? So before we even get to that, I want to talk about this because you're doing on your channel what I thought about doing, but never pulled the trigger on doing. So you're doing movie reviews, music reviews, and talking about your reptiles. So you put it all in one channel, which I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was upset. I was like, why didn't I do that? I was upset there. So why didn't I do that? So what made you? This is not even one of the questions. This is just me. Just want to know what made you go that route with it. Because I was like, what? I'm trying to figure out what stopped me from going that route because I wish I would have did that. But what made you go that route with it? What inspired you to do it that way on your channel?
I guess my nerdiness and circumstances, because I've had this YouTube channel since 2012 when I was in college, and I would just post random stuff. It started off as a Disney vlogging channel because I lived in Orlando, and I was always at the theme parks, and I was recording and giving my experience working at Disney World, and that was the main focus of this channel when I first started. And then fast forwarded, moved back home from college and started getting into reptiles and keeping reptiles. And then I started documenting that, like, because I kept collecting reptiles like 2 to 3 a year. And I was like, well, here's a new snake update. Here's this, here's that. And whenever the Repticons came around, I started recording that. And so it just slowly but surely trickled into, okay, I went inside. Well, it started, I wrote it down, my timeline, my YouTube timeline. It started in 2019. Disney released the Aladdin remake, live action remake.
Yep.
I went to the theaters and saw it, and I said, well, I do want to talk about it because all the nerds was like, love or hate it. It was like a war online on Twitter. And I was like, well, let me give my opinion. And since I have a snake named Jafar, it'll be fitted to have him with me in the video as I gave my review. And that was the beginning of Snake Cinema Reviews.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. That is so. Yeah, when I came across your channel, like I came across one of your first like videos when you were reviewing an album. And I was like, okay, I like this album. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see how he feel about it. Yeah. And then I seen you reviewed, I want to say it was a Marvel movie. I can't remember which one. And I was like, oh, dang it, he doing what I should have been doing. He was doing them and talking about the snakes. He put it all in one, because I had 2 separate channels doing it. I had a channel called Blackie Cool doing it, where I would do the reviews for the comic book stuff and the movies and stuff. And then I had GPSNAKES. At no time did I think of combining both of those together. At no time until I watched your channel. And I was like, oh, I can't do it now. He's doing it. I'm not going to steal his style right now. I'm going to let him do his thing.
No, you can still do it if you want to do it, because I review everything. I review everything.
You
like
do.
Horror,
you be on it. You be on it. I was like, man, he on it. I didn't even think about reviewing that. You be on it. You be on it. Yeah, that wasn't even one of the questions. That was just for me. That wasn't for anybody. That was for me. So I'm sorry, y'all. That was a question personally for me. I wanted to know the history behind that one. But we brought you on to talk to a little bit, get to know you a little more, find some things out about you and your reptile journey. Also, guys, if you haven't already, his links for everything will be in the description down below. Like I said before, make sure you go hit the follow, subscribe, all those good things. But let's go ahead and jump into the first question. Side note, guys, I did work another overnight. This is pre-recorded. As you can see at the bottom, I kind of block it. I realize I block it, but I am still sleepy. So there'll be moments of weird pausing or talking too fast. You know what it is. You know how I do it sometimes, so stick with me. But let's go ahead and answer this first question. So what was your first reptile?
My first reptile is also my favorite reptile. It's the king of all ball pythons, the super classic, aka the normal ball python, Jafar. Okay. He was my very first one.
Okay. So what was the process of getting him? Like what made you go, yeah, I'm gonna get a snake now?
Back in the day, I used to work at Target in their electronics department, and one of my coworkers, we had like some barbecue where all the managers did a cookout behind the store, and they had bouncy houses, and we were just having fun while at work. Mm-hmm. And so one of my coworkers, he had the day off, and so he told us that he was going to bring some snakes, and he brought a Burmese python named Nate and 2 boas. And I fell in love with those snakes. And I was like, man, I wish I could own a snake. And he was like, you actually can. There are snakes on the market. You can own any snake you want, really, except for the venomous. And and then I was like, well, I don't want them to be as big as the snakes you have, because he has mostly Burmese. And he said, he said, well, I recommend ball pythons. And I was like, what's that? So I did my Googles. I went on YouTube, and he was like, it was like a month later. He said, hey, there's a Repticon coming up in our city. Come with me, and I can show you some breeders that are reputable and that are good. And we can. And so I did that weekend, and he walked me around at all the tables. He told me who to buy from, who not to buy from, who were the hustlers, and who was,
Okay.
Now. And then
that's cool.
Yeah, we went to one table, and I was looking, and I was like, these are some pretty snakes, but they're worth my paycheck for a whole week. And he was like, but don't worry, something's gonna speak to your budget and your heart. And I looked down, and I saw this tiny little ball python in the deli cup. I guess he was the runt of the clutch, and he was just $10. And I was like, so give me that one.
And love at first sight. That
really was.
That's how it happens sometimes. Okay. That's cool. I love that somebody like took the time and showed you, like, didn't just tell you about this stuff. They took the time and showed you, took you to a show so you could experience that with somebody, which is amazing to experience it with someone and someone that's helping guide you through it instead of you just going and just being shocked by all this stuff that you never knew this world even existed. That's how I felt when I went to my first show. It was a whole new world to me, and I didn't even realize it. See, look at that. We making Aladdin references and don't even know it. Boom! That's that skill here. That's that skill. But that is really cool that you got to have that guide through that process. Oh, that is a blessing right there. That is a blessing.
Shout out to my old co-worker, Cliff. He was great and amazing. I love working with him, but he got me into the community here in Memphis.
Nice.
We had one PetSmart in our city that would have reptile nights every last Friday of the month, where everybody bring their pets to the store and just hang out and chill.
Oh, okay. And that's cool.
He got me into all of that, and I made more friends. I ended up getting a mentor from some friend of his who breed snakes out here, and it's been amazing. I owe everything to Cliff and his Burmese python for starting all this.
Nice. Well, shout out to you, Cliff. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's hit another question. So, what's your favorite 2 reptiles in your collection?
Well, I've already mentioned Jafar.
Okay, Jafar on the list. I was about to say.
Yeah. And then my BCI boa constrictor, Jimmy. He's the one who's be in all the fancy photo shoots and stuff. He's my second favorite.
Okay. Yeah. So how long have you had him?
I've had Jimmy since 2020. My mentor gave him to me as a gift, kind of like a Christmas gift. And I was supposed to pick him up and ended up catching COVID, and so she had to hold on to him for like 2 to 3 weeks extra, and I was sad. But once I finally got him, I fell in love. And at the time, he was 11 years old, so he's 13 now, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't the one that, because I know in one of your videos you had one that escaped, and you were looking for it.
No, the one that escaped is my newest boa, Hades. He's the one that hates everybody.
Okay.
He was gone for 24 hours, and come to find out, he got into the restroom and hid in the vanity mirror the whole time.
Oh wow!
And so he was ready to come down, and that's when I saw all the deodorant and toothpaste, everything on the sink. That's where I knew that's where he was hiding. I was like, really?
Oh wow! I remember that video. Like I seen the worry in your eyes. You didn't know where he was. You didn't know what to do, and you were like, I had to go to work. You had to go to work, so I can't look for you right now. Oh, I don't know how many times I've been in that predicament where a snake, mostly because of my fault, I either didn't close the tub all the way or left it open enough to where they could push it, got out. And I walk into the room and I'm looking at stuff on the floor and I'm looking at an empty tub. I'm like, oh my God, now I got to tear the room apart and find somebody. It's happened on multiple occasions. So people, it does happen. The best thing to do is just start looking in dark spaces. dark, warm places, usually that's where they hide.
Yeah.
They don't usually go too far away from their enclosure unless they had a lot of time of being out. They got a whole day out, or they gonna explore. They're gonna be
he had a field trip. He had a field trip. When I started seeing tiny trash and stuff on the floor, I was like, this man been around this entire apartment. He just had fun.
Wow. He went on a trip. Yeah. It's amazing how they can get up on stuff and maneuver their bodies in the weirdest spaces. And I had one snake that literally got out his tub. This is one in my old house. It got out of the room, the snake room, which was on the top floor. The snake was coming down the stairs while I'm sitting there watching TV in the living room. I just happened to look over and I'm like, what is you doing?
My gosh.
She is crawling down the stairs. I was like, oh, wow. At least you made it easy for me, but you can't be doing this. But it's amazing. So if you do lose a snake, it's hard to say don't panic because you're going to panic. It's you can't avoid that. But take a couple deep breaths and just start slowly working your room. Do one section at a time, and that's the best way to go about it. I actually had another snake disappear on me about a week ago, and I found it I had stopped looking, and I was like, it'll come out eventually once I start feeding everybody else. It'll get hungry. It'll get hungry.
Yeah.
And it popped its head outside of one of the racks, and I was, oh, what are you doing? You just hanging out now? Just hanging out? So was that your only escape snake ever? Have you had an escape since?
No. Jafar escaped once. Again, I was at work at Target. It was during Christmas. I'll never forget. It was during the holiday season where I'm working 12-hour shifts. And I come home and I went to open. I keep my door shut because at the time I had roommates and they had cats. So I keep my bedroom door shut. I opened my bedroom door, walked in, closed my bedroom door, turned around, and Jafar's hanging on the doorknob. Now, because he was my first snake, I made a lot of mistakes. First, I had him in a fish tank.
Okay.
With the little lid, the little screen lid, but no lock on the lid, so that's how he got out.
Yep, I had that.
He was just hanging out. I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you for staying put until I came home.
Hey, he was being generous and just staying in one space. Like, hey, I'm out, bro. Just so you know, I'm out here.
At that point, I started putting giant books on top of all of my snakes enclosures.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jasmine, she was my second snake. I bought her when she was 5 years old. She was a proven breeder, female, normal. And I had her in a sterilite tub, but it wasn't the ones with the locks on the side. It was just the regular shoebox ones.
Yep.
And she popped it open. But I was asleep at the time. So I heard a thump, but I didn't think of anything because I was half asleep. And so I was like, okay, I heard a thump. I thought it was my puppy because I had a puppy at the time. I was like, well, she probably went to go in the living room. And then all of a sudden, I felt my pillow go down. And so I was like, what's going on? Why's my pillow sinking? And it come to find out she got out, got too cold. It came and laid on the pillow beside me by my ear.
Wow.
And I was like, why is my pillow constantly sinking? It's because of the weight of her was putting it down.
Wow.
So those, I've had 3 escapes out of the 10 years of owning snakes.
Okay. Yeah, it's either just hasn't happened to you,
or it's going,
because it's going to happen to you. You're gonna get an escape. It's inevitable. Just fingers crossed you find them safely. I had a snake literally get loose for close to a week and a half.
Oh my gosh, I would have been so sad.
I honestly, I thought she was dead. And I was like, I just gotta wait till her body starts to smell and start decomposing, and then I'll find her. I mean, I was upset about it greatly, but I was like, I've tore up the room. I tore it apart. So I came downstairs one day and I was doing laundry. I had all the clothes in the pile, in the middle of the floor in a pile, and my chihuahuas were just barking at the clothes. Well, why are you guys barking at the clothes? I pick up the clothes and she is under the clothes.
Oh wow.
She's cold, but she's alive.
Yeah.
I was ecstatic. So all my escapes I've found safely and alive. So that's a blessing in itself. So I wish that blessing on everyone that does have escapees. It's gonna happen. Just and YouTube gives you a whole bunch of tips to try. Some people throw like powder on the floor and put like a rat in the middle to see if the snake gets close to it. There's so many different things you can try, but just don't necessarily give up. But don't stress yourself out about it either. If it does happen, you should be able to find that animal safely. Fingers crossed. So, what camera do you use to shoot your YouTube videos?
It started off with a Canon G7X that I got off eBay, like the first edition, because I couldn't afford these fancy cameras. And then in between, some days I would use my Canon. I mean, not my Canon, my Sony. Sorry, it's a train.
Oh, you good?
My Sony A6000. It's a camera that I primarily use just for my photography stuff that I do on the side. Okay. But every once in a while, when I had my Canon G7X and it was acting out on me because it was a used camera, I would switch to that one. But now I've upgraded to the Sony ZV-1 point and shoot. Okay. It has 4K. It has the flip out screen on the side and stuff. And so I just put it on the tripod, put it in this mode for all my reels and TikTok videos. And then on the YouTube, I recorded the regular side up.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do everything on my phone. I'm debating if I should get an actual camera. And it's do I spend that money on that? That's it's a lot of money.
I invested in this. I'm paying off the credit card I bought this on because it was like $700. But to me, it was worth it because of the video quality. It does shoot in 4K. And also you can connect this to your computer and do live streams with it and stuff like that. And it has a hot shoot where you can add an external mic or a flash or anything like that. So it gives you the benefits of like the regular mirrorless cameras just in a small compact body. So to me, this was for at least for YouTube and Reels and IG, this was a perfect investment for me personally.
Makes perfect sense. So my son just gave me a paper. Can I get my computer? No, you still banned from your computer. You watch TV. He got in trouble, so he got banned from his computer, and now he wants it because he knows I'm doing something. The best time to ask.
Yeah,
this is what he did too. He put in a paper plane and put in notes. Like, I gotta give him points for creativity.
Yeah,
he's very creative about it.
You can't hate him on that.
I gotta give him points for that. Oh wow! Oh, have kids, they say it's a beautiful thing to do. You never know what they're gonna do. It's always a fun ride. So you said you're paying it off. Because I forget that you do photography as well, so I can totally understand why you would go with a camera. It supports both the photography and the YouTube, the shooting up videos, so that it definitely works for you. It's definitely 100% in that willing. So that makes perfect sense. And
it's also perfect because I'm a photographer. It's perfect for BTS. If I'm busy with my big camera shooting with the models, this could be on a tripod off in the side recording that. And and then I always send BTS reels and stuff to the models so they could put it on their social medias and stuff like that. So it works wonderfully as a second, like a B cam, basically.
Definitely. I like that. So guys, it is time for tip of the week. If you don't know what tip of the week is, I'm about to tell you. It is when I put a post on my Instagram, my YouTube, my Facebook, mostly all my social medias. I should just start saying that. But when I put that post up, all you have to do is put a comment under that post a tip, whether it's reptile related, YouTube related, or life related, as long as we try to keep them PG. We got kids watching these shows, guys. Come on, keep it PG. But whichever tip gets the most likes will be featured on the next Under 1,000 podcast, and you will get a shout out. And I would tell people to go check out whatever social media that you put that tip on, and let them see. Hopefully, get a couple of views, get a couple of people following. All that good stuff. You got to share it out. That's the whole thing we're trying to do here: share out each other and help each other grow together. So, without further ado, guys, here's this week's tip of the week. This week's tip comes from Craft Brew Morphology. He says, time management is key to success. It's okay to go slow and steady in this hobby. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't want to get overwhelmed and have to get out. 100% agree with that. I'm still working on my time management, but that is a great tip. Go check out Kent on his YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. I believe he's on Facebook. But thanks for that tip, and that has been this week's tip of the week. All right, guys, that has been tip of the week. I don't know what the tip is, but I'm pretty sure it's a good tip because this is pre-recorded. So that tip is going to be in the future sometime. But thank you for whoever gave me that tip. I told you guys to go look them up, so go definitely check them out on their social media platform. Appreciate it. And I will be posting this. Technically, it'll be Saturday. Technically, after this show, it'll be the next one. You guys can put your comments down and get on tip of the week. Yeah, that's how that works. But we're gonna get back to Elias and ask him some more questions. We are on question 4. I had to remember. So do you freehand or use a hook with your reptiles?
I hook train all my reptiles. When it comes to feeding versus we're just coming out for cleaning or pictures. But right now I am using the hook to hold is Hades, my baby boa who still hates the world, and my new python Avicii, because those guys, I always say that they are like the non-venomous gaboon vipers, because blood pythons as babies, they could be chill, but in a second they just snap real quick.
Yep.
They could go in any direction. So I use gloves and hooks for him for right now. He's getting a lot better, because in the beginning he would actually strike and bite the gloves and stuff, but he hasn't been doing that for the past couple of months, which I'm very proud. But he was still try to I call them bluffing, where he's bucking, but he never opens his mouth to bite. And so he still does that every once in a while. So whenever I'm handling him, I use the hook more. And Hades, I use the hook more for him, because even though he's a baby boa and his bites don't hurt, because I've been bitten by him the first day I met him, I just don't like feeling the bites.
Exactly. I'd just rather not be bit.
and because his teeth are so tiny, it feels like a paper cut. And I'm tired of my fingers feeling like I got like 5 paper cuts on me.
I can totally understand that. I used to be anti-hook per se. At least with ball pythons, I was like, just go in there, just pop them on the head and get them to calm down. But now I understand it's not just because you're worried about being bit. It's also training that animal. Letting that animal realize when this is food time, this is not food time. So it's more than just being scared to be bit. It's really training that animal, getting that animal used to you, getting the animal to know what's going on when you're going into their cage, because that is their territory. That is their home, and they're going to be protective. So it makes perfect sense for them to act accordingly and be aggressive towards you, because you're coming in their space. Like, back up. So I totally see using hooks in a different way now from where I was. I use hooks all the time. I have my hook. I definitely use it on a couple girls that I know are very feisty, and they still need to be trained, because they don't even care about the hook. They still bite the hook. They just be like, oh, you opened it up. I thought we was going to eat. what's going on. So
yeah, and I can't speak for everybody, but I noticed at least with my male ball pythons, at first I had them all in sterilite tubs, but it was on the more open space, like a rack that you would get from Home Depot. But once I transitioned them over to the regular PVC rack system, I don't know if it's because of maturity, because they're now at that age and at their weight to breed, or it's because of how secure the PVC rack is. They are more cage aggressive than before. They were sweethearts as babies, and now as soon as their cage opens, they are striking before thinking. And so I use the hooks on them.
Yeah.
On the males. The females, they've been chill since day one. They don't care. But again, I don't know if it's a mature, I want to breed type of thing, or my new home that you put me in got me to where I'm more protective of where I am now.
It could be a little bit of both, especially now that they can't see. Is it clear? So is it where they can see out of the tub?
Yeah, kind of like the tubs behind you. The bigger ones, it's clear where they can see me up front. But in the beginning, before I bought a PVC rack system, everything was out in the open.
Okay, so they can see all corners. So yeah, that's true. Yeah,
the guys are more like, hey, as soon as the tub opens, they're like, it's on. But once I get them out, they're regular ball pythons again.
Gotcha. Because they've now come to know that when that light comes in through the front, that is a vulnerable spot. So they have to protect themselves at that point. So that could definitely be that. Because I have a couple, I do slowly pull it out because they be right there. Like, hey, man, calm down. Like, this ain't that type of party. So I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've never experienced that before, and I'm not a breeder. I don't have 100 ball pythons. I only got 10. And so it's like this new behavior. I'm like, yo, I'm not used to y'all being like this. I never had to use the hook to open your tub until now.
Oh yeah, because I don't know if that behavior will calm down after breeding season. Do you see it where it's a little more aggressive during certain times, like certain times during the breeding season, or is it more all year round?
Well, because I don't breed, I don't know. I just got this PVC rack at the last NARBC in November.
So you still need a little more time.
So I don't know yet whether it's a breeding thing or just a territorial thing. It's all brand new because, like I said, these ball pythons have been chill and they've been handled their whole life because we do the educational shows and photo shoots. Like opening the tub. When it comes to the males, I'm like, I got a bad bag, use the hook to open it. And then once they stick their heads out or strike, then I rub them and then they're back to like, okay, we cool now. Okay.
Yeah, it could be territorial then. That definitely sounds more territorial than breeding. And that, especially since it's still kind of a newer home for them, they're still trying to get settled to it. Especially since you've taken them out of something they've been in most of their life and now they're adjusting. So yeah, hopefully in another 4 or 5 months they'll feel more comfortable there and that behavior will subside. But yeah, it sucks that they're doing that. But it's cool that they get out of that once you let them know, like, hey, it's just me, calm down.
Yeah. Once they're out, they're like, oh yeah, we're back to this again. Okay, I will see flashing lights in the camera. Fine.
Okay. So, what do you use to edit your videos?
I'm cheap. And
I'll be telling people there's free programs out there, 100% free programs.
Because here's the thing, I went to college for video production, and so I've been trained to use the Adobes and the ones that's whatever the one that's on the MacBook that everybody uses, the expensive $100 ones. Premiere, I think it's Premiere.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been trained on both, and I can do both. But now that I'm no longer in school and the school university isn't paying for it, why am I paying for it?
Yep.
So I just do simple edits on my laptop on the Microsoft Movie Maker Pro. It
Okay.
was just a one-time fee of $10. I
Mm-hmm.
have it forever, download it to my computer, have it forever, and it works for me. I don't do a lot of quick edits or um, I don't do a lot of color grading and things like that because my camera, in my opinion, the picture quality is great. So I don't need to do
Yeah.
all that fancy stuff. And when
Okay.
it comes to showing animals, that's all people care about anyway. So they don't care about
Very
all the
true.
stuff that you learn in Premiere Pro and stuff like
You
that.
don't care about these crazy transitions, these weird
Yeah.
graphics I throw up there
Yeah,
at the
these
moment.
fade ins and
Just want
fade
to
outs, they don't
see
care
the
about that.
animal.
I mean, I admire Brian Barczyk and his team and how they edit their videos. I think is real dope, and I love the style quality that his cameraman Jay does. But
Hmm.
I'm good just being just the raw footage, and just I
Understandable.
I cut out the dead space as much as I can, and that's about it.
Understandable. Hey, I mean, you just gotta. Sometimes you just need to do what you need to do that works for you. What
Yeah,
makes you feel that you like it, that works for your project. That's all that matters. You create your own editing style. After a point, it's almost like a fingerprint. Like
yeah,
everything is similar, but there is some uniqueness in there that you just gotta pay attention to. So I can totally understand that.
yeah.
Definitely. So here's my last question. We'll probably spin off and find some other questions within this question, but this is my last question for you. So, what is your dream reptile to have? So, like, there's no checks or balance on this. No matter how expensive or how illegal it is for you to own it, doesn't matter. What's a dream reptile that you would like to have? Or
That's a
it could
load.
be an animal too. It could be any animal. It don't
Uh,
even have to be a reptile per se.
that's a loaded question because I am in the process of building a facility on my family's property
Oh,
because
nice.
we have a lot of land thanks to my grandfather, and my mom and dad was like, hey, you could have this space. You could build you a
Mm-hmm.
little house or a trailer park or a trailer home or whatever, mobile home, and
Mm-hmm.
do what you want to do. And I was like, first, I want a snake shed. That's the first thing. And so we're planning on, we found a couple that we like, and we're planning on buying that. And then we're going to build on to the farm. And
Okay.
so my dream reptile, definitely, one is going to be the rhino iguana. That's
Okay.
that's been my dream since I started getting into reptiles. I don't
Okay.
know why. I just like how they look and they're so chill, and the fact that they are vegetarians. They don't eat bugs, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
um, and then I do want a Cuviersdorf Cayman nerd line only. I don't want nothing that comes from the wild. I want something that's
Okay.
been generationally
Yep.
um, bred in captivity. So I want a nerd line Cuviersdorf Cayman. And lastly, I gotta have llamas and alpacas. I
Okay.
already well, I already have a plan. I want four so I can name them after the Golden Girls. And because yeah, Dorothy, Blanche,
I
Sophia, and
like it.
Rose.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I already have a plan because llamas, what a lot of people don't know is that once they're established in their farm or land or wherever with their owners, they are perfect like guardians. They're like
Okay.
donkeys. They're known to kill coyotes and fight off any predators that comes in. So instead of getting a mastiff or some big guard dog, I'd rather get a bunch of llamas
Oh wow. I
and
didn't know
let
they
them
did
take care
that.
let them take care of security.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know they did that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So I would get the llamas for security and then alpacas for the shearing and selling their wool off for money and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's the game plan, and those are my dream animals.
Nice. Nice. So a little question on the shed. Um, did you find it at Home Depot or where did you find that at?
No, there are a couple of, thank God Tennessee is a country place. There are
Okay,
several
so okay.
businesses that they sell sheds.
Okay.
You can either buy the shed from them and build it on your land, or they could deliver it to you pre-built already.
Okay.
You can, and some of them have to where you can design it on your own and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the route I'm going. I've our family has went to a couple of local spots here, and there's like two that I love for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, whichever one I pick, I'm going to have them just deliver it on the truck and place it, and then my dad and his crew of men could do all the electrical and installation and things like that.
Nice. So do you plan to breed your own rodents when you have your own shed, or would you
Never.
never?
First
Because I mean, you
of
just
all,
said you want to expand to so many different animals, so the mammals gonna need to get fed. I mean, the gardening, you get the rhino, you can start gardening. That's easy to take care of there.
yeah.
But them snakes gonna need them rats. They gonna need them rats.
Yeah, look, I get it, and I know how cost-effective breeding rats are. But I know me. If I start breeding rats, I'm never going to feed them off.
Understandable.
I'm just going to have a shed full of pet rats.
Understandable.
So I know plenty of people here in Memphis who breed rats for the feeders, and so I would rather support their business and order from them.
I can't do
it because then I'll have 500 pet rats, and this will be creative rodents instead of creative reptiles.
I can understand that. I used to breed rats a little bit, and they are adorable. And once you get them used to you, the moms get used to you, so that she lets you grab the babies with no real issues. You see how intelligent and how compassionate they are. Like, so you that light switch just like, oh, I'm about to feed you. I just fall into your soul, and I'm about to throw you. So it is a necessary evil within there. But
it's a circle of life, and I get it.
True,
but
true.
I cannot be the hand that deliver that blow. I cannot.
I can totally understand that. I can totally understand that. So that is all the questions I have for you, Elias. Thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to promote? Let people know about any shows you got coming up, or any shooting events you got coming up, or let people know if they want to take pictures. I don't know if you do the freelance pictures with people, but let them know where they can find you and all your stuff.
Yeah, if anybody wants to find me, book me for photo shoots or just to rent my snakes, I'm on all social medias, Creative Reptiles, everything, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that jazz. And they could just hit me up in the DMs. But there are limits. If you live in California, call the snake father, because I'm not driving out there with snakes. I'm based in Tennessee, but I have traveled to like Georgia and Mississippi and things like that. It has to be within reason for that. But other than that, just support. I would like to get to, at least this year, get to 500 subscribers on YouTube. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Creative Reptiles. Support the music and movie reviews and follow the vlogs, because I'm always updating my reptiles progress. They're growing every time I get a new animal. I will be vlogging the whole reptile snake shed build and the building of the farm as we progress. And also, let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. Just support the channel, and I look forward to all the things that I have. And I know I'll be at Tinley, so I'll be recording that.
You're gonna be at Tinley, the March one? October?
No, not
October.
March, October. And I'm going to Animal Con, and I will be vlogging that. So
nice.
I'm excited about that. I already booked the hotel and everything, so I'm super excited about that. So just be on the lookout for those in the future, and just support the snakes.
Definitely. So guys, let's get him up to 500. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button on his channel. Links are in the description down below. But before we go, we got to say thank you to this month's sponsor. So without further ado, here's this month's sponsor. This month's sponsor is Flawless Exotic Creation. Will and Audra are a wife and husband team that left their career in law enforcement to pursue their passion of crested gecko breeding, and now they're pursuing another passion of ball python breeding, and they are hitting the ball python market by storm, picking up amazing morphs such as Clown, Ultrapie, Stranger, Wookie, and Monsoon. You definitely want to check it out because you could go look at their YouTube and see them unbox these beautiful animals. So definitely go subscribe to their channel and check them out. Thanks again, Flawless Exotic Creations, for being a sponsor for this month. Greatly appreciated. Guys, thanks for a sponsor. Definitely go check them out. All their links will be in the description down below. Other than that, that's our show, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Elias, thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the platform, you sharing it and giving me an opportunity to discuss my business and my journey. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. So, guys, if you're not done for the night, go check out some other lives. You got Keys Constrictors Hair Down Fridays going on. Go hang out with them. Iron Dog, I believe, has a live going on. Find somebody's live. Go hang out in the chat. Say what's up. Comment and hit that like button. Show some love in there. We got to show that love to everybody and spread it around within the community and even outside the community. If you find some non-reptile channels that you enjoy, show them some love too. But guys, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciated. Next video will be Thursday. You know my schedule. I always put it in the comments stuff. Coming Thursday. I might start popping some other content up here and there. It might be just surprise stuff. I don't know. I'm working on some stuff. But guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. Like I said, go hit his YouTube. Try to get him to 500. That's what we want to see. 500 this year and then hit 1K this year as well. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Yeah. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate all the love support you show me. And have a good night. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Take care.